An Indonesian military official says the Lion Air plane that crashed into the sea off Indonesia with nearly 200 people on board may have been found. Indonesia correspondent Anne Barker joins us now from Jakarta. And searchers are optimistic they've found the location of the downed passenger plane.
Kirsten, yes, we've heard from a military official who spoke to the media here at the port at Tanjung Priok this morning. They have searched an area that's much larger than what they searched on Monday and yesterday. It was a 15 nautical mile radius area compared to only 5 nautical miles on day one. And so they've now used sonar equipment and echo sounders and also ping locators. And they believe they found, if not all of the fuselage of the plane, they found the bulk of it. They will need to send divers there or other smaller boats to do a more thorough check, but they're confident that this will be the plane. Now, yesterday afternoon, they also heard a ping or a pulse potentially from the black box on the plane, and they have also sent divers to that location this morning. We're not 100% sure whether those two locations are the same. We haven't been told that yet, but assuming that the flight data recorder and the cockpit recorder are still with the fuselage, then it may be a simple task of now just going to the site, finding the plane and going down and getting those out. It's only about 35 metres deep in that area of the Java Sea, so it could be a relatively easy task.
And Anne, in terms of the time frame for that happening, have you been given any indication of whether that, for instance, could happen today?
Well, obviously everybody's hoping that might be the case, and as I say, with conditions here quite good, it's been fine, relatively sunny, not particularly stormy, so if those conditions hold up and the water there is only 35 metres deep, allowing people to go down or at least send equipment down to retrieve what they're looking for, it could be hours. It may well be days, but it might only be a couple of days. So certainly we hope to know more even later today as to what the time frame might be.
Boeing officials are arriving there today. What questions are being asked about the safety of the type of aircraft involved in this incident?
That's right. Boeing has sent a team to Jakarta to meet particularly management from Lion Air. The questions could well be two ways. Certainly Lion Air will have questions about some of the technical controls on this plane, the 737 MAX 8, because we know that the pilot had reported technical issues just minutes before it crashed, and we also know Lion Air has confirmed there were technical issues on the same plane the day before on a flight from Bali to Jakarta. We've heard in that instance, for example, that the plane had very erratic speed and altitude, and passengers were reporting that it was a bit of a roller coaster ride. We know from a log that was handed to the BBC that suggested that the instrument panel on the pilot's side, the captain's side of the panel, was potentially faulty, and he had to hand controls to the first officer. So obviously Boeing will be addressing some of those issues. Lion Air will have a lot of questions about whether it might have been a problem with the plane when they bought it only a couple of months ago, or whether it might have been a maintenance issue. For now, the Indonesian government has ordered inspections on all similar planes, not just those of Lion Air, but Garuda and other carriers in Indonesia. They're not being grounded, but they're undergoing inspection, presumably to look at those sorts of instruments that I've just mentioned.
That's our Indonesia correspondent Anne Barker reporting live from Jakarta.